Libation Bearers is a tragic play by the Athenian playwright Aeschylus, first performed in 458 BCE at the city Dionysia in Athens. It is the second installment in the Oresteia trilogy, which delves into themes of justice, vengeance, and the endless cycle of violence within the family of the legendary king Agamemnon. Continuing from Agamemnon, the first play in the trilogy, Libation Bearers centers on the murder of Clytaemestra, the queen of Argos, at the hands of her son Orestes. Orestes seeks to avenge his father Agamemnon's death, which was orchestrated by Clytaemestra and her lover Aegisthus. The play opens at the burial mound of Agamemnon, who was killed by his wife, Clytaemestra, and her lover several years earlier. Orestes, now in exile, secretly returns to Argos, having been forced into banishment by Clytaemestra and Aegisthus. At the tomb, he cuts a lock of hair as an offering to his father's spirit. In conversation with his companion Pylades, Orestes reveals his intent to avenge Agamemnon's death. Hearing footsteps, the two men quickly hide. Electra, Orestes' sister, arrives, accompanied by the chorus, a group of enslaved women bearing offerings for Agamemnon. Electra mourns her father's death and prays for the return of her brother to fulfill his vengeance. She spots the lock of hair and footprints, which remind her of Orestes. Overwhelmed, she rejoices when Orestes reveals himself. He explains that Apollo has ordered him to avenge their father's murder. Together, they begin to strategize their revenge, praying to Agamemnon's spirit for assistance. When Orestes asks why Electra and the chorus are at the tomb, they share a troubling dream Clytaemestra had, in which she gave birth to a snake that bit her. Fearing that the dream signals disaster, Clytaemestra hopes the offerings will appease Agamemnon's spirit. Suspecting he may be the snake from the dream, Orestes discloses his plan. He and Pylades will disguise themselves and enter the palace under the guise of guests. Once inside the palace, Orestes and Pylades will kill both Clytaemestra and her new husband Aegisthus. The chorus then sings the first stasamon, lamenting the treacherous potential of women. They recount various mythological instances of female betrayal, finally focusing on Clytaemestra, declaring that the gods will soon punish her for betraying her husband. In disguise, Orestes and Pylades arrive at the palace gates, where they are greeted by Clytaemestra. Orestes, using a false name, delivers the news that Orestes is dead. Clytaemestra feigns grief and sends her servant, Cilissa, Orestes' former nurse, to fetch Aegisthus. The chorus intervenes, advising Cilissa to ensure that Aegisthus comes alone, without his bodyguard, to which Cilissa agrees. Left alone, the chorus prays once again for vengeance. Aegisthus soon enters, questioning whether the news of Orestes' death could be true, and resolving to interrogate the messenger. He exits, and the sound of screaming is heard from offstage. A wounded servant rushes in to warn Clytaemestra, who calls for an axe. However, before she can arm herself, Orestes appears. Clytaemestra bares her breast and pleads with him, reminding him of his duty as a son. Orestes hesitates, but ultimately drags her into the palace and kills her over Aegisthus' body. Orestes' speech grows increasingly frantic as he wraps the two bodies in Agamemnon's shroud, the same elaborate garment that Clytaemestra had used to entrap Agamemnon, preventing him from defending himself against Aegisthus. Still grieving his father's death, Orestes speaks incoherently, announcing that he must now go into exile for killing his mother. The chorus attempts to reassure him that he has done the right thing, but Orestes is struck by a vision of the Furies, goddesses who punish matricide. Overcome with fear and nearly driven to madness, he flees, hoping to find refuge at Apollo's shrine. The chorus, however, fears that the cycle of bloodshed is far from over. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.